What's up, Pirates Nation? Another episode of Pirates Weekly presented by Bud Light. Coming your way now, Leverett Ball and myself, Oliver Nissi, team insiders. Tonight, we are joined by one of the newly signed offensive linemen, Jordan McCray, comes to the Pirates with plenty of professional football experience, including stops in the AFL and spending some time in the NFL. And Jordan, tonight you're in Tampa, Florida. So how's the weather down there?
It's nice, man. Not too hot, not too cold, like perfect. Mid 70s. So really nice. A little bit different than what it is in Boston, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're freezing up here in Massachusetts, so we're a little jealous of the weather you have there in Florida, no question.
Jordan, we're going to jump into some Pirates questions now. And first one I want to start with is, when you were signed, team president and general manager Jawad Yatim, who I'm sure you've gotten the chance to get to know a little bit. He's the one who brought you here. He said in the press release that was released by the team that your signing is one of the most influential signings of the entire offseason. What do you think of those words from Jawad?
I truly appreciate him. I have a lot of respect for Jawad, and I'm glad that he had the same respect for me. And just want to live up to those words and be the player that I know I can be and should do great things for the Pirates like they're expecting me to do.
Yeah, and another part of his statement was he also said that he thanked Thomas Claiborne, who was a former center for the Pirates in 2019, and I believe what he was trying to say in signing you a center as well is that he feels like he found the stalwart at center for this season and maybe for seasons to come. So yourself, I know another center that was recently signed by the Pirates is Jared Thomas. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to talk to him or if you know him before you guys both became Pirates, but Jared's a little younger. He graduated from Northwestern in 2019. I know your last year in college was in 2013 at Central Florida. What do you think you can help Jared Thomas with as he develops his game as a professional football center?
Just, now that we're at this level, just making sure that everything we do is professional, whether it be weights, talking to the media, how you practice, how you deal with teammates, things of that nature, making sure that you're just working on ways to improve your game every single day. Would be something I hope to instill in all the young guys that we sign, or whether it's offensive lineman, defensive lineman, anybody, and just creating a good culture for the team.
Well, Jordan, I want to ask you specifically about playing indoor football. The Pirates are not your first indoor experience. I mentioned the NFL experience you have, but you also played in the AFL for the Baltimore Brigade, and it's interesting. There are some guys who come over to the Pirates from the NFL or straight out of college who have never played indoor before. But as someone who has played both outdoor and indoor, what are some of the biggest differences in style of play between the outdoor game and the indoor game?
Well, for the indoor game, it's majority passing. So that's a little bit different. I mean, it's a passing league and everything now, but now instead of it being 60-40, it's like 90-10. And everything happens a lot faster in indoor, as well as mostly all the time, except the center and the fullback might be working together. Everything's going to be a one-on-one block, so you have to really have your techniques honed in and have your change-ups ready and all that kind of thing, because if you're giving somebody the same look 60 times a game, eventually they're going to figure out how to counter it. So just playing a game inside of the game and realizing that things are going to happen a lot faster than they do in the outside game.
And does your training in the off season, is it different, heading into an IFL season versus how it was, when you were getting ready to suit up for NFL teams? Maybe is your lifting program a little bit different, or is your conditioning program? I mean, is it different at all, or do you kind of prepare the same way regardless of which league you're playing?
I kind of prepare the same way, because even if the game is more one-dimensional, I want to be good in both aspects. Need to be strong, need to be fast, need to be flexible, and have good core strength. So I keep everything pretty much the same. And when I'm doing drills and stuff like that, it might be more of a pass emphasis when I'm going and playing indoor rather than outdoor. But for the most part, like weight room, conditioning, all that kind of stuff, it's all the same.
So, Jordan, you also spent time in the Arena Football League from 2016 to 2018. And with the Pirates, you now return to the indoor game in 2020. You played in the XFL. In 2019, you played in the AAF. So you were playing outdoor in those leagues. But now back in the indoor game, is that where you wanted to be, or is this Pirates? Joining the Pirates, did it catch you by surprise that you're back in the indoor game?
Not necessarily caught me by surprise. My end goal playing football is to play at the highest level, which is the NFL. But I always told myself I want to play football for as long as I possibly can. So I never closed any door on anything. Playing arena football really in 2016 got me my love back for the game. So it holds a special place in my heart. And I just love playing football, even though the games are a little bit different, outdoor, indoor. I just love playing it. So it didn't catch me by surprise. Once I seen that teams were looking to sign me again and give me the opportunity to play again, it was like excitement, not really surprising.
Yeah, you mentioned wanting to get back to the NFL. I know your brother Justin is an NFL player. We've seen him suit up for the Falcons and the Packers. Would that be a goal of yours, not just to get back to the league, but maybe be teammates with them at some point?
Yeah, man, that would be a dream come true. Definitely getting back into the NFL. But I played with Justin in my first year playing arena. Both of us played arena ball, and just being on the team with him again after playing in college together, it was a great experience. So that's my best friend, and being able to be on a team and compete with somebody that's so much similar to you and such a good friend to you would be a dream come true, like I said.
You know what? You'd appreciate this. On my personal podcast recently, I interviewed Marcus Ogden, who's the younger brother of Hall of Fame lineman Jonathan Ogden. Okay. They actually, for 1 year, were teammates on the Baltimore Ravens. Marcus eventually got cut. Jonathan was with the team for 12 years, obviously made the Hall of Fame. But Marcus told me about what it was like to be on the same line with his brother in the NFL, and how cool would that be, like you said, if you guys could do that. So that'd be not so cool for the opposing defense, though. That might be intimidating for them, but that'd be a cool experience for you guys.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Hopefully one day.
So Jordan, I mentioned, before the Pirates, you were in the XFL. You did well there, but it was a little bit of a quirky season. The XFL looked promising early in 2020, and then all of a sudden, COVID-19 came around, and the league had to fold early. So, maybe walk us through what that was like, building up all that momentum and then having it be vanished. And then, what it would mean for you to have a full season with the Pirates.
Yeah, it kind of sucked when it happened in the XFL, man, because we finished 1-4 out here in Tampa, and it wasn't a great record, but man, we were having fun. Building great camaraderie with some guys. We was getting a good showing. There's a lot of fans coming to the game and stuff, and obviously people watching on TV. So for it to be cut short like that, kind of wish things could have been a little bit different. But obviously, with how serious the COVID situation is, you understand that it had to be that way. But man, and that happened again in the AAF. Also, our season was cut short, so it's like 2 years in a row. So looking forward to a lengthy full season with the Pirates, and being able to cap it off the right way with a championship.
I was going to mention that you also spent time, because you've had different stops from, like you guys were talking about NFL, AFL, AAF, XFL, now the IFL. But you mentioned also the AAF. I was going to ask you that, the AAF, you played in that league. They folded partway through their first season. So like you said, you've had that experience multiple times of your season being cut short. What's that like, and how do you kind of keep your head on straight when you're expecting to play a full season and, you're not injured, you're healthy and able to play, and then it gets cut short?
Man, it's different because, both of those times, the first time it's ever something like that's ever happened to me or anybody that was in those situations, probably, be healthy and have your season cut short. So it kind of leaves you in a little bit of a daze. don't really know what's the next move from at that point. And but you just got to put your head down, and other opportunities will show themselves just like one has now. And I'm happy to be in the situation that I'm in now.
And would you say, I know it's always exciting at any level, college, pro, whatever, when the season starts, but would you say you have extra excitement heading into the season opener for the Pirates just because of the way your last couple of seasons ended?
Oh yeah, definitely. And people are looking for something to watch and looking for some entertainment in that time of year. And what better thing than arena football is have such an exciting game beyond won't be many other sports being played at that time. So it's good timing for us, and just going to be an exciting thing for everybody that's involved.
No question.
So Jordan, I don't usually do this, but I'm looking behind you where you set up, and you got is that a bookshelf behind you?
It is. That
So
is.
what is that? Are those books or are those tapes? Are you a student of the game? Can you explain that?
You know what? I am a student of a game, but I do not have any cassettes or tapes of games. Probably at my dad's house. There's some stuff, but it's just regular books, encyclopedias, all that kind of stuff back here.
So are you like a big reader?
Um, I wouldn't say that. Maybe when I was younger, I was. My dad, we didn't. Me and my brothers didn't have jobs growing up, and my dad wanted us to be readers, so he paid us to read books. So
Wow.
I became a good reader, but only because I like money.
And what do you think? Your dad paid you to read books. So what do you think he was trying to teach you with that?
Uh, I, I'm not sure. Maybe he was just trying to get us to be quiet for a little bit, but I mean, it worked out. I feel like I gained some good intellect from doing so, even though I was doing it for the money. Like hindsight, it worked out. It worked. I got paid. We got smart. He got to do what he felt like doing. It all worked out.
That reminds me of the line in the movie Dodgeball. I like to break a mental sweat as well. Have you ever used that as a conversation opener?
I do quote a lot of dodgeball movie quotes, but I haven't found a chance to use that one yet.
You never know.
There's so
Never
many
know it
good
could come in
options.
handy. Oliver and I, when we went through the roster position by position, you guys are particularly strong on the offensive line. You have a lot of guys who have, experience, whether it's in the NFL or on, teams in college that were competing for national championships. How excited are you to be on, part of such a solid group this coming season?
It's really exciting, man. I like being around guys that love playing ball, that are just as competitive, because I feel like, there's always room to grow in whatever aspect of the game that you're on, whether you're a rookie or vet. Like, you always pick up something from someone, and just being around a group of guys that are like that, I know it's going to raise my game and help me to become an even better player. And it hopefully does the same thing for those guys. So I'm really excited, man.
Well, and Jawad has talked about, how the game is won at the line of scrimmage. And I mean, with some of the guys you guys will have suiting up on the O line, that'll definitely help out a lot. I mean, also when you have a lot of depth at your position, would you say that raises your level of play when everyone's playing well? And obviously you won't have any issues getting on the field, but in general, as a unit, when there's more competition for playing time, would you say that raises everyone's level of play?
I definitely think so, because that's gonna make everyone have to bring their best out. You know what I mean? Like if I don't feel any pressure, then it's gonna be, unless I'm an extremely driven person, it's gonna be hard for me to get better. If I see somebody doing great, doing great, doing great, when it's my turn to shine, I don't want to be left behind. You know what I mean? So I got to make sure I'm on my game, have my technique right, make sure I'm getting everything right and together, so I can do the same thing. So it can be a good competition, not a runaway in the competition.
Jordan, you were talking earlier about how you want to win a championship with the Pirates, and you've come close to winning a championship before. In your days at the University of Central Florida, you guys only had one loss on the season. In 2018 with the Baltimore Brigade, you made it all the way to the Arena Bowl. So, how close do you think you are to winning a championship in general with the Pirates?
I think we have a great team. So great coaches, great players. It'll be a great atmosphere, great group of guys. So I think we're really close. really, really close. And still got kind of a sour taste in my mouth from the 2018 game. And it's actually funny. I almost did not play in that game when Baltimore. My parents came up the day before the Arena Bowl. We were out to eat, and I get a call from my agent, and he says the Cleveland Browns want to work you out tomorrow. And I had a little bit of a decision to make at that point of like, do I play in this game? Because at that point, I'm having a great season. I have a really good relationship with the guys there. Or my goal is to play in the NFL. So I ended up choosing to go work out with the Browns. Had a great workout, but things didn't work out. So we finished the workout at about 1:00 in Cleveland. There were no flights that were going into Baltimore because that's where the game was. So I had to fly into DC and take about a 45 to hour minute Uber from DC to Baltimore Royal Farms Arena. And I get there about 30 minutes before the game starts, get dressed, and end up playing a really good game individually, but we weren't able to pull it out. So just a really long day and a lot of disappointment. But hopefully this year will be a lot different,
That sounds like a whirlwind.
Yeah, it was an extremely long day.
Wow. That's something. And we'll also, one guy we didn't mention earlier, you mentioned, all your different stops, but at UCF, you were teammates with Blake Bortles. And, obviously he's become pretty well known, mostly from his time with Jacksonville, but he's also played with a couple other teams. But are you still in touch with him at all? And what was it like playing with him in college?
Yeah, me and Blake probably talk probably once every 3 months, something like that, just checking in on each other. Me, Blake, my brother. And, man, playing with Blake was great, man. Blake was an amazing college quarterback, amazing teammate, great guy to be around. And when we were in school, man, whenever we were playing together, I always felt like we had a chance to win because we had 5 back there. So it was definitely a really good time.
So Jordan, you've made a lot of contacts, over your career from college and then the various pro leagues you played in. And, there are a number of guys on the Pirates roster who want to play in the NFL as you did. What some of advice do you have for, players who haven't had that NFL shot the way you have, who are trying to get there? Especially, you mentioned, playing both indoor and the NFL, and your brother, actually, if I remember correctly, transitioned from the AFL to the NFL. What's it like transitioning leagues? And like I said, what type of advice would you have for someone trying to get to that level?
I would say, man, if for anyone trying to get to that level, that regardless of how things may look, you have to keep a positive mindset and keep strong to your goals that you made for yourself. All it takes is one situation and one coach or one GM or whoever area scout to see you and to like you and give you that opportunity. And once you get the opportunity, you just got to make the most for it. Because the example I always use is my brother. My brother started 18 games in the Arena Football League in 2016. And, without much of a OTAs or anything like that, made the Green Bay Packers 53-man roster and started 9 games for them. From 2016 to 2017, started 9 games. So sometimes people get missed opportunities, just haven't been seen for whatever reason it is. But if you're good enough, you put the work in, just keep doing that. And eventually, your time will come. You just got to make the most of it when it does.
Well, and that's so cool what you talked about, with your brother, like you said, starting out in the AFL and then getting some starting time in the NFL, because, some guys in the NFL, they're first round picks and they don't play well, but the team has so much money invested in them. They get chance after chance after chance. Your brother's not a guy who's a top draft pick. He started out in indoor and just earned his way into the league. And that's really cool. And, like we mentioned, you already have that NFL experience and you're looking to get back. And that could be inspiring for, other guys on the roster and throughout the IFL who want to get to that level as well. No question.
Jordan, I got one more Pirates question for you. Have you talked to any of any other coaches on the Pirates? Perhaps offensive line coach Rob Burrell?
I've spoken sparingly with him. he congratulated me when I signed and said he's ready to do work. Followed each other on Twitter. And I've also talked to Coach Thompson, who's the offensive coordinator. And Coach Thompson and I actually met when I was in Chicago in 2019. He was a coach's intern, and we developed a little bit of a relationship there. And then also he was a coach with the New York Guardians in the XFL. And we've had joint practices, and that was our scrimmage team and first game of the season. So we kept pretty good contact from there. And then he also did the same thing, congratulated, and said he's excited to get to work. So pretty good relationship with both of those guys, and just looking forward to grow even more once we get up there.
Well, you mentioned you follow him on Twitter. We're going to do you a solid and get you some more followers right now. If Pirates Nation wants to keep up with you, what are your social media handles that Pirates fans can follow you on?
On Instagram and on Twitter, it's at JMCC63. Those are really the only ones I have. I have Facebook too, but I just use that to remember people's birthdays. So that's really so.
And are you pretty active on there, or is it more just kind of every once in a while? Because it varies. Some athletes are on there every day. Some guys don't really like it. What's your style? Are you a big social media guy?
Kind of, sort of. Like I'm on social media most of the time to just laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Either telling jokes or laughing at jokes. So that's really all it is. But I interact with people too, so it'll be a good follow. You guys should do it.
No question. Pirates Nation, follow him.
Absolutely. Jordan McCray joining Oliver Nissi, Leverett Ball on Pirates Weekly. Jordan, I got one more question for you, and it's non-football related. So it's been a long off season. We all know that. Getting ready, gearing up for 2021 season, just a couple months away now. But Jordan, from the long off season, is there anything that you've learned to help better yourself as not only a player but as a person that you're going to keep with you as you go forward?
Really easy is persistence and perseverance. Like not really knowing when or where your next opportunity is going to come from, but just staying diligent and making sure that you're ready for whenever that time does come. So it's not like once I signed, I had to do all this extra training and stuff like that. I've been working, I've been putting in the work, making sure that I'm ready for when it does come. And since it's here now, I'm just ready to take advantage of it. So I'll probably say that, just being persistent in the thing that you really want, regardless if it's showing you right now that it's going to happen or not.
Well, Jordan, again, thank you so much for coming on this edition of Pirates Weekly. Pirates Nation, go ahead and follow him, JMCC63 on Instagram and Twitter. I think I said that right. Jordan McCray, again, joining us from Tampa, Florida tonight. Good luck the rest of the way in the offseason. Keep up those workouts, and we'll be in touch. We'll see you training camp in Pirates Nation. You'll see Jordan McCray in purple and teal. Wow. You'll see Jordan McCray in blue and teal this season for the Massachusetts Pirates. That's going to do it in this episode. We will see you next week.